South Africa and Kenya have delivered some awesome wildlife spectacles. Let's have a look. This is Safari Catch Up.
We have our little jackal den, and all of the babies are out and about. They are so tiny, everyone. I can't even begin to tell you how little these guys are. I mean, they are really just teeny tiny little jackals, and this is just incredible. When we arrived, the mother's here, the father was also here, and there was another adult, which I found quite surprising. And the father was grooming the other adult. So I'm thinking that it might be one of their youngsters from last year's litter. But just look at how sweet these guys are. They're playing with each other. They are just like a little puppy or a kitten. It's the cutest thing.
Rhulani's just picked up on a hyena that's coming in now. So hyena has picked up on the kill, and it's got a floppy ear. Guess who it is then? It's none other than June the balloon, and she knows that this hyena can't get up a tree, can't climb trees. Oh, there she goes. Oh, June is like thinking, okay, now looking for any little bit of scraps here. Oh, what a beautiful, look at the light on her. Absolutely stunning. Malika, yeah, fantastic. What a moment, what a sighting. And she's done so well. At least she made a kill last night. Oh, look at that, look at that. Isn't that now gorgeous? Oh, my word. Picture perfect, everybody. Picture perfect. She definitely got the memo.
We've started the morning with a big herd of buffalo, which have been somewhat elusive over the last few days, but we've managed to stumble across Sandringham's good-sized herd of buffalo, well over 100 buff here, sort of scattered through the grasses and the guarri bushes, and what a lovely start to the day. We've got a couple of really big bulls within this group. We had one who was staring at us for about 5 minutes when we first arrived, never broke eye contact with us. He's somewhere off to the right, and this slightly younger bull has taken up residence in the road in front of us. But there's quite a few beginning to queue up behind him. We've heard the classical of buffaloes interacting with each other, had a few chasing, and a small herd of elephants walked through the midst of the herd, but everybody seemed to be quite friendly.
We have had a lot of really good luck lately with these southern ground hornbills. And some interesting facts about these rather unusual large birds is that they spend a lot more time actually walking than they do flying. So most of their day will be spent striding through the grasslands, hunting for snakes, small rodents, little lizards, insects even. And the booming duet call that you can hear, it can be heard from up to 2 to 3 kilometers away. This is a way for the males to announce their territories. So there's 3 in this little group, and only the main alpha male and female will be the ones to breed and have chicks, while the rest of the flock will help to raise those chicks. And the lifespan of these incredible birds, they can live quite a long lifespan, anything between 50 to 70 years in the wild.
Well, I just love these guys. They're really fascinating. I love watching them in their little group. This is a group of banded mongooses, and they're always doing something. They're always fascinating to watch these interactions. It looks like most of them have just come out of their burrow for the night, busy sunning themselves, enjoying the warmth of this gorgeous African sun. And a few of them are starting to move off a little bit further and start to kind of forage for food. This time of the year must be so great for them. They've come through the lean winter where food would have been more difficult to come by. And now, as we've had our first rains and the insects are starting to return, I see dung beetles in a lot of the piles of dung. There's a lot more food available for them. Still quite a few just not moving, but keeping a sharp lookout. So there will always be a number of mongooses looking out while the troop forage. And you can see that there's a few of them here that haven't started to look for food yet. They're just keeping a beady eye on proceedings.
Time to strengthen Masu's agility here. I mean, these youngsters here of olive baboons are just making my day. Strengthen their muscles, showing how agile they can be. There could be two youngsters.
So entertaining.
And this is so entertaining, as Marcel just saying. I mean, what else could I ask for my morning? All these ones here are grooming and getting all the parasites out of the body. Could be a male and a female here, by virtue of their sizes. See how patient she is. Not sure I can get that kind of patience myself. Moving one far after the other.
So we have a very rare sighting here, folks. We have found a cheetah. This female cheetah's name is Nora, N-O-R-A. The rangers just told us she is one of the oldest females in this area. So you can see in her face, she's quite light in her face, quite lightly colored. So this is the second cheetah that we have met here in this Nkewa area. The first one we met was a young female. Her name was Nyaseku, and quite different to this cheetah. So cheetah in the wild can live anything between about 12 to 14 years of age, but in captivity they can obviously live much longer. I know some cheetahs in captivity are about 15, 16. There are less predators around. It's quite surprising that Nora is so close to the lions, but again, sometimes it's a good thing to keep an eye on your enemies. Although the Ringai pride, I don't think they're going to move too far with that big zebra kill they just had. Oh, isn't she a beautiful little cat?
Yeah, we have some more elephants. We're sort of doing circles around the block where we had the lions yesterday. We haven't picked up any tracks as of yet, but we've stumbled into yet more elephants. There seem to be plenty out and about this morning. And everybody seems to be very relaxed. There's a fallen, I think it's a silver cluster leaf there that they are just moving out of the way, obviously to get to some of the nice things that are growing in the shelter that fallen tree has provided, no doubt done by another elephant as well. You can see that, I forget who it was who asked, but also just notice on the front leg of this elephant as he's manipulating something down there, you could also see that bulge on the back of, say, we would call it the elbow, but don't forget that's actually the wrist. If you think of the elephant's foot structure, I know they look as if they're walking on the soles of their feet like a baboon or like we do, but they are actually walking on their tiptoes. So the toe bones are vertical on that spongy pad, And that actually what we can see is the wrist, which is why it seems to bend in an unusual manner if you compare it to our knees.
We have finally managed to make our way down to the Sand River. Looks like there's been lots of activity, lots of buffalo, maybe wildebeest crossing, if we're lucky. And as we drove over the ridge, I thought that I saw wildebeest on the horizon, but it's actually termite mounds. My goodness, since we were last here about 10 days ago, there's all of a sudden just all of these termite mounds that have been, I would say, I think the termites have just been maintaining them. So termites are very sensitive to the environment, the climate, humidity, and they can feel the seismic activity through the ground of when rain is coming. And that's which sends a message to them that they need to quickly start building and maintaining their mounds so that they don't get completely flooded. So look at all those termite mounds on the horizon there. Isn't that incredible? And these termite mounds are actually in Tanzania. So just across the river from us is another country. Isn't that cool?
As you can see, we've got two lionesses here from the Nkuhuma Pride. The one is the one with the 3 cubs. So the guys did follow these 2 females, or the tracks of these 2 females and the 3 cubs into this area. So I think they left the cubs somewhere here on Little Gowrie. So I'm hoping maybe this afternoon we do get lucky with those 3 cubs, because they are on Little Gowrie, maybe in the drainage line, maybe in the Mulawati drainage line. And yeah, so of course Mom and those other females decided to leave them and come to rest here under a nice shady spot, or under a marula tree that's creating a shady spot for them. And then there's also one of the Nzenga males, apparently a big male lion, that's running towards us now from Hofmans coming east. So it just seems like a lot of lion activity this morning all over the show. A lot of roaring coming from the south, from the west, from the north. But the Nkuhuma Pride, if you're not familiar with the Nkuhuma Pride, it's 7 females and 3 cubs. 1 cub we don't know yet. Some people say it's not around anymore, others say it's still around. I'm not too sure. We've been following this pride since 2007, so you can imagine the stories all about the Nkuhuma Pride.
We got the Topi boys. 7 boys in this particular coalition, and look at the bonding of these particular boys. What a flying start. I'll bet the reins. 4 years of age. Leona, you're saying such beautiful manes they got. So the one closest to us, that one is called Otipo. The one just licking himself. It's one of the strongest male in this particular coalition. Zuri was behind. Then come in the background there is Moja Moja. Let's see how they're going to snuggle the 4 of them together. That's Moja Moja who just arrived in there. Ooh. That was very close. That's Moja Moja now, who's just passing next to us. How close was that? Now, that was very good. I mean, adrenaline levels went pretty high, and I just knew they wouldn't jump to us, but you could hear them thumping the ground.
Well, we are here still with Rhulani's. Rhulani's still busy enjoying her meal. She's really tucking into it now. Really tucking in. Seems like she hasn't been eating the entire day until we arrived here, and then she's like, okay, now I must go and start doing something for the guys, for everybody. Maybe I must go and feed on this kill. Aurora, yeah, look, the thing is not a goodbye and a farewell party or anything like that. It's just pretty much, you'll find it's mom. It'll be Kachava. She will instigate it. She will aggressively kind of maybe go for Rhulani, not to hurt her or kill her or anything like that, no. Just to show her, listen, it's time. So it'll be a little bit of a scrap, and then Rhulani will like, oh, okay, submissive, she'll back off and she'll say, okay, all right, mom is done with me, done. It's overs, good overs. Time to do my own thing. So that's why it's a very, very important time of this female's life now. Very important. Discover new things. Moving away, being alone.
Well, look at this, our buffalo may not want to come for a drink, but there's a lovely herd of elephants that's decided that it is time to do so. Interesting, they've come down on the right, and this big female, one assumes the matriarch, she looks to be the largest of the lot, has led them right the way around the far bank to this point. Apparently this may be the cleanest and best quality water, perhaps from experience. I don't know why that would be the case. I don't believe this is a pumped dam. But interesting to watch the choices being made, although it seems maybe some couldn't be bothered to traipse all the way around and they're just stopping and drinking periodically as they follow her. But you can see what this dam must in the summer get very deep. This big natural depression that we're in here, all this catchment area, all the rain that falls is going to be funneled down into this area, and I wouldn't be surprised if this, or if where I'm parked now, would actually be underwater in the height of summer. Ah, what glorious scenes. It's one of the best ways to do a safari. You don't have to drive and cover thousands of kilometers on a drive. You can just come and park up next to a water hole, and you never know what's going to come through on a hot afternoon.
Our rhinos have got the right idea. It is baking hot here in Mabula this afternoon, and they have found the thick shade of a Peltophorum africanum or weeping wattle tree. Oh, something has just startled them. I'm not sure what it is. There are some zebras moving over in the distance. Perhaps that's what got them going. Not quite sure what it was. We've been parked here with them for ages, so I don't think it's us. They've been very relaxed with us sitting here. But you can see how once they startled, it's really interesting to see how they've stood up and all of them are facing in different directions. And that's typical rhino strategy. Their eyesight isn't great, but their ears are all pointing in different directions. Their noses are all pointing in different directions, trying to get kind of an idea of what's caused the trouble. Obviously, one of them got startled, but everyone is responding. I really can't see what would have caused them to get a fright. But we know with rhino, because their eyesight isn't great, they sometimes can overreact to things. Seems like they're settling down again now. But again, even though they rearranged themselves, they bums together and everyone facing in a different direction. Well, they definitely seem to be relaxing again now, these rhino. There's a number of, well, I shouldn't say a number, there's a lot of game on this clearing. And a lot of it, the zebras out in the blazing sun. But you can see the flush of green grass here, which is attracting all the animals to this beautiful plain.
Well, we've made our way towards Chitwa Dam, or Chitwa Dam, in front of Chitwa Lodge. But we've got a beautiful, beautiful a birdie that's right on top of this dead tree on the left hand side, top left, and it is known as an African fish eagle. There's two of them here. It's a male and a female. They are partners for life, and this is a territory. Nice broad wings, not long wings, but broad wings. The reason for that is when they do swoop down close to the surface of the water, seeing a fish there, they'll use these huge talons to grab the fish out of the water, and with those broad wings they can get some proper lift to lift away and go and fly towards a dead tree like this, or maybe even to the side of the dam to kill the fish and then feed on it. Got the most beautiful call there. The call of Africa, as we always say. Such an iconic African call. That I always wait for that call.
So we found a little birding hotspot and I've gotten quite distracted. We have at least 6. One flew away. Yellow-billed storks. We've got a hummerkop. We had a common sandpiper, a green sandpiper, and there's also a black-headed heron that has just flown in, but he's also being a bit camera shy. So lovely to see these yellow-billed storks. This was my first yellow-billed storks here in the Mara. So Kendra, I do still have a few birds left on my list. I have the Ross's Tarako and a few barbet species. I've still got the buff-crested bustard that I need to see. But some of these birds, I think I'm going to have to go and visit Marcel and David up at Governor's Camp to get these birds in the forest. So, Big James, if I'm not around tomorrow, you know where I've gone. I'm walking to go and visit Marcel and David. Maybe you can take the show tomorrow morning. I'll try be back for the Mara Live in the afternoon, okay?
And you can see them listening, those ears pointed forward. And just now listening out to figure out where did those buffalo go, which direction should they go. Oh, little Amber's very keen. Oh, she's in a thorn. Oh, she stood in a thorn. Oh, nah. Maybe like a devil's thorn, I think. Take it out, girl. That was not nice. Devil's thorn can be a bit of a anna. There we go. You can imagine how many thorns these lions do. Say, oh, that foot is like. Take, oh, another thorn. Hey, nah. Hey. It's like a minefield full of thorns. I think she's hating life here. Bad decision to come across this open clearing. Oh, another book. Tiptoeing now. Oh no, she's got a thorn in that back left. Shame. Get onto the road, girl. Get onto the road. There's a road next to you.
We've found some beautiful zebra in some fading golden light. We don't get to see zebra all too often here. I haven't seen many on the way around, and the ones we have seen have not wanted to hang around. We had a little group this morning, or a harem to give it its proper social structure name. There's very likely, I haven't been able to sex all of them here, but one stallion with his little group of females. You can actually see they're on this sort of rocky outcrop. There's this extrusion of granite here in the middle of nowhere, but these granite outcrops that we do get scattered around the Lowveld, since the zebras are moving off, we may as well show you these little sort of easelbergs of oasis are pretty amazing things. This exposed granite is some of the oldest rocks in the world, over 3 billion years old, this granite, and it spent its life mostly underneath a lot of sedimentary rock. Some of you may have heard of the Great Escarpment, which is the big mountain range that we have to our west. We used to be underneath it, and over millions of years it's all been eroded away, and it has exposed now this very resistant to weathering granite rock, which is what you can see now sticking out of the surrounding environment.
Oh, I'm really enjoying the peace of just sitting with this little sable herd. It's very special. You can see their gorgeous markings. They're showing us all sides. Front with the beautiful white markings on the face. We've got that almost kind of a heart-shaped white mark on the bottom, and then the stomach, which is why it gets its Afrikaans name. The Afrikaans name for a sable is a swart wit pens, which basically means a black white stomach. A pens is a stomach. And it's because of this, it's got such the contrast between the black and then that stark white stomach is quite spectacular in the sable. Yeah, they do use their horns, Kim. I've heard of many instances of sables, turning to kind of spear a predator or try to spear a predator that is attacking them. So those horns are definitely weapons on the sable. Same with the oryx. Those very long horns of the gemsbok or the oryx. I've heard many stories of oryx doing that as well, kind of lowering their heads and facing the predator and using those horns as weapons.
These lions are busy seeing something, as you can see. They're looking straight towards Chitwa Dam. And you can just see their body gestures here. You can see little Amber at the back on the right-hand side. You can see how she's pointed forward, ears forward. She's kind of got those eyes fixed on something, not moving too quickly, both of them. And it's almost like they're strategizing now. They move on what they need to do. We can't see exactly what they're hunting. Apparently the buffalo has moved a little bit further north. So it could be something, maybe a kudu, maybe a waterbuck that's close by, the Chitwa Dam. Very, very possible. Because anything will go. Oh my gosh, she's just... I love this little Amber, she's just so cute. Alright, you can see now, she's keeping low. You can see like when you move, just keeping a little bit low. Both of them moving together now at the same time. And the wind direction is perfect, because the wind direction is coming from Chitwa Dam towards them, not the other way around.
We have our own giant here, meandering across the open plains. You can see there's a lovely soft light, just the last few rays now. And this elephant is in no hurry at all, stopping to periodically feed on whatever he finds of interest. See, once again, just moving little sticks out of the way. There must be something edible growing underneath there in the shade that those sticks had produced, a little protection that they give, particularly on an open area like this where it's very, very easy for seeds to get baked or get washed away or trampled. And these just little fallen logs, fallen twigs, perfect opportunity for things to take root. Not quite sure what he's pulling up there, but found something green amongst the dry grass.
The wilds of Africa are an inspiration. We hope this episode of Safari Catch Up gave you as much joy as it did us. We'll see you next time.